Alright, so now we're going to work on slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines. So I first want to let you know that parallel lines are going to be having the same slope. And then I'll just write it in a different color, I guess. Perpendicular lines, they have a negative reciprocal slope. Okay, and so even though this specific question is just asking for perpendicular, I'm going to answer for both so that we can do two examples in one and just, have both in the same example. Okay, so we are given this equation in standard form over here, and I'm just going to rewrite it somewhere so that I have more space to work with. X minus 2y equals 12, and I want to get it into a slope-intercept form so that it can help us find the slope. So to get it into slope-intercept form, remember this is the form we want it in, we need y to be by itself. So let's subtract the x on both sides. They cancel out, we get negative 2y equals negative x plus 12. And then we want to divide everything by negative 2. Then that way this can cancel out. We get y by itself is equal to negative 1x over negative 2. We'll simplify it later. And then plus 12 over negative 2. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Let's simplify this fraction. Negative 1 over negative 2, that's the same thing as 1/2. And then 12 divided by negative 2, that's just minus 6. So instead of plus 12 over negative 2 is just minus 6 now. Okay, so now with this equation, I want you to know that this number in front of your x, that is your slope. So in this case, our slope is 1/2. Okay, now let's keep that in mind. So if I want to find the parallel slope, remember that parallel lines have the same slope. So if I wanted the parallel, parallel slope is literally the same thing. It's going to be 1/2. Okay, so that one's easier, but let's do the perpendicular slope too. So if I wanted the perpendicular slope, it's the negative reciprocal. So first negative, that's simple. We just make it negative, so it's negative 1/2. And then to reciprocate it, that means to flip it. So I'm just going to draw a little squiggly arrow here to indicate that we are about to flip it. So instead of negative 1 over 2, it's 2 over negative 1. And then we can actually simplify this. 2 over negative 1, that's the same thing as negative 2. So our perpendicular slope would be negative 2. Our parallel slope was easier, it's just the same thing, it's 1/2, okay? So that's how you would get parallel and perpendicular slopes.